Well, we were pretty doggone good. And the other part of that is Dennis getting his third foul, getting in foul trouble that early in the first half was a huge part of it too. But it sort of started snowballing. Justin made several threes there, and then all of a sudden it was just everything started going well for us. We've had some days that was about as ugly as it can possibly be, and then today it was awfully pretty at times. What was it, 1 week ago yesterday?
Yes.
1 week ago yesterday we were in Atlanta, and Josh Pastner's team outplayed our team. Josh Pastner outcoached me and everything. So that's college basketball, how things swing so quickly. Wednesday night, they were sensational. I watched that game, and I said in the press conference Thursday that they were better in that game than any time I'd seen Kentucky or Indiana before we played them. But Dennis he's the leader of the pack, and him getting in foul trouble like that was huge for us. They turned it over a ton of times, and he usually dominates the ball and doesn't turn it over. He's leading the ACC in assists. We made shots. First half they had more points on offense or had more offensive rebounds than we did. In the second half we ended up getting 10 more offensive rebounds than they did. A lot of them because we missed some easy shots there. But we've set this tone defensively. I thought early we were good on the defensive end of the floor, and after the first couple of possessions the ball started going in the basket and it kept going in there. But again, it's crazy game. We had nobody that played over 23 minutes, but that's college basketball. It's about as wild a swing as you can see from the way we played at Tech compared to the way we played today. And I'm not going to speak for Mark's team, but he'd probably say the same thing about his team, the way they played Wednesday night to the way they played today. But was really happy. 16,000 people showed up. They were into the game. We gave them a lot of things to cheer about, but they were really into the game. And the maintenance crew and the people that did all the work outside, because it was a nightmare yesterday at 5 o'clock when I was leaving here. So it was everybody did a great job getting the place ready to play.
Roy, Theo, no points, but he's pretty much everywhere else in the stat sheet. What kind of boost?
Theo I talked to him 2 different times, told him, I said, you don't have to hit a home run. And on 2 of his 3 shots, he tried to hit a home run, just make the simple play and everything. But Clark Kellogg's the first one I ever heard use this, a stat sheet stuffer. That's who Theo is. He's 5 assists, 0 turnovers, 4 steals, 5 rebounds, and 0 for 3. But I did remind him of that out there in the locker room too. But I wanted to get him some minutes. I had no idea how he would play. Probably what he did is about what I expected. So what did he end up getting? 15, 14, 13 minutes. So we'll try to get him work back in there during the course of the preseason before he got hurt. He earned more minutes than that, so we got to get him back to that stage.
Roy, how good was a game like this for Tony Bradley? Because he's been kind of struggling a little. He got involved on both ends of the court a little bit today.
Especially, I think, late, making the free throws, making a couple of baskets. It's his birthday today. I told him I've never seen anybody miss a dunk like that on his birthday, but he did get more involved, and I think that was good for him, yeah.
Roy, 39 points off of turnovers. Was the team that much more active?
Well, we haven't been playing at the pace that I want us to play at the last few games, to say the least. And the emphasis in practice Friday, because yesterday we didn't practice. We were here doing a shoot-around, getting ready to eat pregame meal when the decision was made, and we let them shoot and then went and had pregame, even though it wasn't a pregame. But they were fresh, but on Friday we really tried to emphasize pushing the ball, trying to get back to who we want to be, and I think that was big for us, yeah.
Roy, in the preseason, I think you used the term with Theo that he's a leader, but he leads in a different kind of a way. And I was wondering if you could elaborate on what you mean by that.
Some guys, Tyler Hansbrough was a fantastic leader and hardly said a word, but he just played as hard as he could play every time, so everybody felt like they had to play at that level. Marcus Page said some things and played at a high level. David Noel did the same thing. Those are the guys that I say that are almost the perfect leaders because they back up their own talk with their play. Theo just talks. He just talks. And then for ever how many games he missed, he missed 15 games?
16.
Missed 16 games. He'd say, come on, close out right. And he went flying out there at Maverick. Maverick went by him like a rocket. And so he's got to do that part. But he does have a high motor. Well, 3, 4, 5 years ago, whenever it was when I started recruiting him, I thought his high motor was the most impressive thing about him. And when he gets involved and he's playing, the people feed off of that. And he does understand the game. And but it's again, the great leaders are the ones that say it and do it both. And there was nothing wrong with Tyler Hansbrough as a leader, but he very seldom said anything. But Theo is going to talk, so he does need to do the right thing when he's on the court too.
Couple more, I think Coach Godfrey's ready.
Seven kind of been through a little bit of a rough stretch as well, and he had some positive things out there tonight.
Well,
Just kind of elaborate on that.
I was trying to see, he was 1 for 2, 4 for 6, 4 assists, 2 turnovers. Yeah, one of his turns, he turned it over once, Dennis stole it on the inbounds, and Joel turned it over once, Dennis stole it on the inbounds. And we got to do a better job than that. But 4-2, I think that's going to get him close to 500. You know, you got to have a great assist-error ratio as a point guard, and you want it to be 2-to-1, and he's nowhere close to that. But for this game, he was. And I did think he showed some burst. You know, a couple of times he got the ball out of a crowd or picked it up, and all of a sudden the ball's behind his back and he's attacking the basket because he's got a burst and a gear that a lot of people don't have. We just got to get him to use it more.
Sometimes in that motivation might come easily at halftime. What do you say when you're up 33 points at halftime after that kind of first half?
I challenged them to play like it was 0-0, try to play the best you can. You know, I remind him at Georgia Tech we were ahead at halftime. I don't see any stat over there where it says 1 loss. I don't see us getting anything for being ahead at halftime at Georgia Tech. We took a loss. And, you know, it's, needless to say, a significant margin, but I didn't talk about winning the game. I talked about playing better in the second half and, again, offensive rebounds because they had, as I said, 7 offensive rebounds in the first half and we had 4, so you can always find some little things to pick on them about.